Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Ashley, the amateur expert, coming to you live today on this episode of Asking for a Friend Friday. So excited to have you here. And if you haven't tuned in before, I'll be having a candid conversation with Devin. And I have a question to ask her for my friend. So she's in the room, so we will get started. Hello, Devin. How are you?
Hey, hey.
Good to see you.
Same here. Hey, Marilyn.
Marilyn's in the room. Hey, Marilyn. Marilyn's the reason that we are connected, so that's perfect for her to be here.
Yes, look at God.
Love it. Also, let me fix this hair up. Hey, girls. Okay, so, Devin, we had a lovely tutorial. I think it was last week, and you helped me get my entire life with applying this eyeshadow. And you see, I had to show you that I learned.
Yes.
I learned from you. And so I was having a conversation with my homegirl, and we were talking about like foundation and how do you get your foundation to look so natural? And so
Yes.
I'm wondering if we can just have this candid conversation today.
Yes, here, I'll even post the comment and then you can pin it.
Perfect.
There we go. So yes, welcome. So as you can see, I decided to put on my natural tones of eyeshadow for Ashley as well from our eyeshadow tutorial. So definitely, my name is Devin Churchill. I am the owner of Devine Glamour LLC. I am officially registered. Hallelujah, Jesus. And I also am a traveling stylist and a virtual tutor. So of course, during this time, I am doing more virtual services. And basically until the end of this month, we got a couple more days. The deal is half off. Until then, in June, we will go back to full price hours. But I'm still giving away free tutorials. So literally today is Friday. I'm doing Freebie Friday. So if you post the flyer that's on my page, you can get a free hour. So I decided to keep that during June.
Ooh.
So same thing for you, Ashley. You can enter as well.
Love it. I will be entering because I need more lessons. Lessons. And you actually just did a tutorial on foundation this past week.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I did, a couple weeks ago, I did how to apply that, foundation and make it match your skin tone. I did that one. And then last week I did a quick full face natural look. And that was like with quick makeup, just put it on, but you get the whole face in 45 minutes. And that was really cool. A lot of makeup artists will let you know that it can take time if you really are a perfectionist, of course, like myself. Or just really trying to get certain blends and things like that. But sometimes we just need that quick look, but we want the full face done. We want the whole look.
For sure,
and so I did that on Tutorial Tuesday, and that was this past Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. So I'm always sharing free tips, guys. It's just you got to catch them, you got to find them. So I'm definitely wanting to share all the knowledge I have. And that's the reason why we're here today.
Yes.
So today we are going to do how you make your foundation look natural, though. It's not necessarily how to, it's how to apply it, but it's also about how do you transition the colors? How do you make sure that when you take a picture and the flash hits, you don't look like a ghost? And also, part of that is getting the colors that match your skin tone, but that's a whole nother conversation.
So I have a question. You keep saying colors.
Yes, I'm so glad you caught that.
Can you tell me more about this colors that you speak of?
When it comes to foundation, no one is one color. Everyone has at least 3 colors that they are in their entire face when it's time to do a full foundation blend. And that's where a lot of people end up making the mistake, I guess I could say.
I am people.
I am people. She is me. I am she. So I hear you, Marilyn. It takes you hours. Like, there's ways that we can get this done quickly. So I'll explain that. Currently, right now, I only have a moisturizer on my face and nothing else. And I did
Okay,
that so that you guys could see that kind of beginning to end. Thank you.
Okay, flawless.
Right, we got to do natural glow over here, okay?
I'm here
So
for it.
that's what I wanted to. That's why I wanted to come bare face to you guys so you can kind of see. I put a little bit of powder here and here because I have oily skin, and of course I just took my hair down, so it's just kind of like shiny everywhere. But I do want you all to know and see all of my bright spots, and so that's why I made sure I'm in a good place with lighting and things like that. So if you just look at the profile of my face, you can kind of tell that I have a brighter skin tone here, a brighter skin tone here, and a little bit right here. So those are called your highlight spots. If I turn my face, you can see I have a natural dark spot on both sides of my face.
Yeah.
So those are natural contours. Also around my forehead, you'll see, so the brighter part's here, but it's darker around my hairline. So everyone doesn't necessarily have those natural, already set differences in their skin tone, but most people do. It's about finding them, right? So it's when you look in the mirror, see that there's a different complexion, just like your hand, right? So it's darker on this side and it's lighter on this side.
Yes.
All of our skin has brighter tones and lighter tones and darker tones. So I'll give an example. I always keep my bag of foundation, I call it. So
I still can't get over the fact that there's more than one. I thought that you were supposed to have your concealer and maybe like a couple shades and then your one foundation. And then, okay, no, two. So you have a foundation for maybe summertime and winter. But you're saying to do your face on a Tuesday, you need to have more than one foundation.
I think it's easier to have more than one foundation.
Okay, tell us more.
You don't, right, let me tell you why. You don't have to, but it makes it easier. Why? Because when we put on concealer, some concealers don't have movement. So if you're taking notes, you need to get your pen out and write movement. You need your foundation to be able to move. It needs to set when it's time to set, but initially it needs to be able to move. You need to be able to blend. So I gave Ashley this example in our session. I want to give it to you guys too. It's just like painting a canvas. When you paint with certain materials, you get movement with some, and or other ones, they just stick and they don't go anywhere. Whenever they stick and don't go anywhere, you have to spend a lot more time blending. And for new makeup artists or new people that are just learning how to do their own makeup, or simply the girl that's just like, I don't wear makeup, but I want to, you don't want to make it harder for you. You want to make it easier for you. So you need to find foundations that have movement. What are brands that have great foundation? Beauty Bakerie has very good foundation. Maybelline. I'll pick this one. Maybelline Fit Me has very good foundation. Fenty is pretty decent. I'm using more of their matchsticks rather than their liquid.
Okay.
But I heard their liquid is pretty good and it moves pretty decently too. And those are really these are like the best ones that I play around with right now. Also, foundation looks natural when you match your skin type. So if you have oily skin, you need to find makeup that is matte. If you have dry skin, you need to find makeup that is dewy.
That is good.
Please write that down.
That is good.
Because if you have dry skin and you put mattifying foundation on, you will look like you are in a casket.
No one wants that.
You do not want that. If you have oily skin and you put on dewy, you're going to look like you just did a 45 minute to an hour workout.
And nobody wants that either.
You don't want that.
You're making really good points. That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't think I've ever thought. No, I don't have to think. I know I've never thought about that before. So thank you for sharing that.
You're more than welcome. As you can see right now, I'm moisturized, but to me, this is oily. So I'll show you with my fingers. On my forehead, can you see how my fingers are shiny?
Yep.
That's oily skin. That's not lotion. That's not that's not moisturizer.
So you don't need you need a mattifying. Is that right?
I need all the mattes. I need all of the powders. Powders as well. So I get a lot of people ask me about foundation powders, right? So like compacts like this. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me one. And this matches my skin tone. And of course, it comes with a little pad or whatever. This is a good one for just dusting over my face. And I did that before I came on. I'm still oily. My point is, this is temporary. It doesn't really stick, you know? It just gives me that nice buff over before I take a photo, or it's a buffer, basically. I did it before I came on video. You see, I'm still oily, but if I didn't, I would have been even more greasy. Like, I probably would have a super greasy nose, and like my T-zone here on my chin would be like gleaming. You guys in these sunglasses.
Got you. Okay.
So, yes. So I'm going to show you what I would do for a natural look on my face. Okay. Right? So what are my colors? What brands do I use? So I also do makeup for my clients. So I want to show you guys the different blends of colors. So for me, if I'm going to use my Maybelline, like here's the different colors. There's a variety of them.
Holy smokes.
So when you're picking out your colors, you want to see what are your light zones, what are your mediums, what are your darks. And you guys can see those already, right? It's basically a palette. So when I'm looking at myself, I know what my colors are automatically. I am cappuccino. I am, where's the other one that I like? This over here. Yeah, I'm cappuccino. I'm coconut. Now I'm going to tilt them a little bit so you can see the difference. Yep, maybe I'll bring it a little closer. It's slight, but it's not a bunch, right? And sometimes I'm golden. So Ashley brought up a good point. Summertime, wintertime, the difference in season. I live in an area, I live in Chicago, guys. I'm from Chicago, born and raised. So I'm used to 4 seasons. I'm used to really hot outside. I'm used to winter, really cold. And your skin tone changes. There's not enough sun out. And if you guys know, I'm Windy City. So clouds are a normal thing. Sun, not so much.
Right.
So I have to, whenever there's sun out, I really have to try to get my color in because I'll miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
This is a good color that is around winter. And this one is more of summer, and this one's like fall. So the reason why I pointed out these 3 is because this is highlight, this is contour, this is my full face.
Got you. And so on any given Wednesday, you're using 3 foundations if you're doing a full face.
If I'm doing a full face, exactly. If I'm doing a quick makeup and I'm just going in, I'm like, oop, I just posted the video from that. That was the tutorial Tuesday. Okay. So then that's on my YouTube channel. You guys can see exactly how I use the sticks, and the sticks look like this.
Gotcha.
So highlight, contour, and then I blended it with my Beauty Bakerie to give me a little more coverage.
Gotcha.
So as of right now, because I'm obsessed with Beauty Bakerie and their foundation, this is my highlight right now.
Okay.
And I'm using cappuccino as my full face, and then I'll add a little bit of coconut as my contour. So I've replaced my golden dole, basically.
So when you're applying it, are you applying it with the same brush? Are you using your fingers? Are you using...
Yes! I'm so glad you asked, because I was about to grab it. I was just about to say, let's get started. Let me show you. So I have gotten to the point where I like doing one brush for my foundation.
Okay.
Because who wants to clean all those brushes?
That is a fact.
Let's be honest.
That is a fact.
So when it comes to foundation, I start with the lightest color and then do the darkest, because it's like actually painting. When I do my eyeshadow, I do the opposite. I do dark first and work into light. Have a tutorial on that. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you got to watch the eyeshadow tutorial, I promise you. You understand blending and transitions. But foundation is different. It's literally like paint. It's liquid. So if you're painting something, you put white on your brush and paint the canvas. Oh, that's pretty. And then you dip it in yellow, you paint the canvas again, it's a new color.
Yeah.
So if I did brown first and then tried to dip it into white, you're like, that's not going to work. It's going to throw off your blending. So when it comes to foundation and liquid, start with the lightest color. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to take my Beauty Bakerie, and this is a cute little pump. It's so,
Oh, that is
like,
cute.
I love it. So this is the one I travel with because I could just take it with me. It's already done, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into my highlighting zones. Those places I showed you before that are my bright T-zones, right?
Yep.
Here, I'm going to grab a clip so you guys can see my full face. There we go. So these are all of my bright zones.
Okay.
It's called a T-zone. I still do my chin because I do have a couple scars and things like that here. So I just want to like cover those up a little bit. And I have a sharper chin. So I just want to highlight that a little bit because I already have the shadow from my neck.
Gotcha.
And I'm so glad that we get to do this on camera because you guys get to see, like, do your makeup so when you take your picture, you don't look a hot mess, right?
No one wants to look a hot mess.
Test your lighting. Test your lighting while you do your makeup. Do it right now I'm in a sunny room. Check in your mirror in the bathroom. That's a whole different light. Turn your ring light on. Get a lamp. Do all of those. Okay. So
but you should apply it in your brightest light?
I would say the brightest light is the best and then work your way down. Because if you know you're going out that night, most of the time you're going to be doing your makeup in the bathroom with the fluorescent lights. And you go out and you partying in the dark and you think you're cute. And then somebody say, take my picture. You're like, okay, cheese. And then your face is like glowing.
That's a good point.
We don't want that.
That's a really good point.
We don't do that here. So make sure that you're testing your light, or if you have your phone, like before you go out, turn the flash on and look at yourself in the mirror and see what your lighting is looking like, because you don't want to get caught looking like Casper. We don't want that.
That's a good point. That is such a good point.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
You're more than welcome. So if you guys have questions, definitely drop them in the chat or drop them in Ashley's question box so that we can answer them while I'm blending. But as you'll see already on my chin, that color is my color.
So I was told at one point that you should use the inside of your wrist
to test the shade of the makeup.
Is that a thing?
I like that. I have not done the inside of my wrist. I'm more of the top of my hand.
Okay.
But because I want to know how bright I can go.
I see.
And how dark I can go, because this is a darker part of your hand. But this is smart because this is lighter. So if you know it's too dark, then it is. But at the same time, you do need enough color.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Maybe you can test that out for us and come back and let us know if it's a real thing or not a real thing.
I'll just take a little bit of this, and I'm going to try it.
What do you see? What do you think? Is it a good test?
So on my face, it's a good color, but look how dark it made my wrist. So if I was in the store, I'd be like, ooh, that's too dark. And what I'm going to do, get a lighter color foundation, and then later I'm going to look what? Like Casper.
Don't want it.
I'm not sure. At least for my skin, I would say no. And I've also been in the sun more. So maybe this part is not touching the sun and my face is.
Maybe.
So maybe this is my winter color. Maybe I'll try one of my winter colors up here and put it on. But for now, I stay like here, like by this bone.
Okay.
I'll put makeup like right around that area.
Because I think that's a big part of it too, right? If you're going to the store, especially if you're not now with COVID, we're not sitting at the MAC counter. We're not going to Ulta. We're not going to places where people can actually test it on us. And so if you are at the drugstore or Target or wherever is open in your town, I think it is important to figure out what and where you can test to find a good color for you.
And yes, you're totally right. I give the tip to women, when you're buying foundation from the store, go to the one in the front. Most likely that's always a tester. Even if they didn't make it a tester, somebody made it a tester. So go to the one in the front and tap the inside, like right on the cap. Like with these, there's always a little bit like in there. This is an older one, so of course it's messier, but there's always that like dip cap in there. Or it's always right here on the edge. We
have to be careful now with COVID, but
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Play with the front. But when you make your purchase, I always go to the back. Always.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
No matter what I do, clothes, shoes, anything. That's what my mother taught me. You always go to the back when you buy
That's a
stuff.
good point. Yes, same. Same.
So as you'll see right now, you can see my forehead, and you're probably like, "Ooh, that's really bright." But I only did it right here in this circle because I'm gonna blend this with my other color. This is just my highlight. So this is just to brighten up my face and give me that natural glow.
Perfect. And also, so I was also told, or was of the school of thought, is that you, same with the grocery store. I was told that you were to put your foundation on. So the school of thought, one foundation, right? And then you put your concealer in these places that you're now applying.
Yes. So I do that when I'm going on vacation because sometimes I want to take less products. So I'll take a skinny concealer and my one foundation. You know, I make do. But when I have all of my products here with me, I like to, I'm a creature of, I love blending. So if I have it where I'm able to blend, it's going to give me that more natural look. Blending, right? So you can make it down to 2. I didn't have to put on the cappuccino at all. I only put on my highlight, and I can go back and just do my contour. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today.
Okay.
But if you want to, like you're doing a photo shoot, like, and you need to be bomb, then yeah, you could cover your face in your full color and then do highlight and contour.
Gotcha.
That's full on beat. But we're just talking about how to make you look natural.
The highlight you're using your different shades. Gotcha. Okay.
So this I use as my highlight today, and the Maybelline is gonna be my contour.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, if you're just joining in, I'm using mattifying foundations because I have oily skin. So if you see on the Maybelline, it says matte to poreless. This is the matte one. If you go in the store, it's going to say dewy, but they're all fit me.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Okay. So I decided to eliminate the third foundation, actually. I did, because I know that for me, if I'm recording or if I'm making a full-on video or if I'm taking pictures outside and I really want that flawless look, then yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more. But based on the people that I'm hearing in the comments, they're just like, you know what? What's the blending and how can I get that highlight contour and still be able to walk out the door quickly, right? So what's the blending of the two? Get you a highlight foundation and get you a contour foundation and let them work together and blend to make your medium in between.
And we're putting the highlight in your T-zone area, or is it specific to the person? Because that's what you did.
It is specific to the person, yeah, because some people don't have a bright spot here on their forehead. But I know that I have a 5 head.
Listen, I'm about the same. It's okay. I might be 5.5.
Do. If you're wondering, what is a 5 head? A 5 head is when you can fit 5 fingers on your forehead. So, like, I know. Okay, maybe 4. Maybe 4.
I've got the 5. I might be 5.5. I'm not even going to do
it. So if you have a big forehead, you want to blend the colors a little more because otherwise you're just going to look like a big old like stamp of forehead at the top. So what I use in my contour, I use it to actually shrink my head a little bit.
Gotcha.
You know, just to bring my hairline down just a little bit. So let me show you how. This is the time, right? So I've blended my highlight. I didn't put on a full face of foundation. I didn't just go, no, because I'm realizing that some people don't like that look. That's okay. That's all right. We don't have to do all that. So
with the same brush now, we're going to use the...
Right, so I'm using the same brush because I did light. Now I can go to dark and blend. So my best way to do clean application when you're using the same brush is pouring. So that's what you're about to see. So what I like to do is as I pour, I let the liquid drag across the brush without me touching my bottle.
Okay, I see.
Okay? Now, you have to be very light-handed to do that. Some people are very heavy-handed. They're like, I don't want to waste my product.
Like that would take a lot of practice.
It's okay. If not, then you want to take at least I just had it. Oh, here it is. A silicone blender. Have you guys seen these before?
I've never seen that before.
They're squishy.
That's cute.
So this is the like eco way of using foam blenders.
Okay.
It's literally jelly. I can fold it and bend it, and then I wash it with soap.
Cool.
So those blenders that you see when people are blotting,
Yep.
this is the silicone one. So you could take it and travel with it, wash it, and save it for the next day.
I like it.
What I'll use these for are like little platters, and I'll like pour my little makeup on there and use my brush and dab it from there.
That's cool too.
Some people have like legit like metal plates. Have you seen them? They're like,
yep.
And they put it on there. I think I might use one
That's
of those.
Way too advanced for my life. Way too advanced.
That's a whole other thing. But these you can get like for $1. Like,
cool.
They're super easy to find. So the reason why I did it on my brush like this with a line is because I can use my brush to create the line. I should know what I'm talking about. So now when it's time to do my contour, I can apply it like a line. And I'm choosing where I want it. I'm spreading that product. So for that person that was like, that's going to waste my product. No, if anything, it's going to help ration it. And then you can know where to put it. So now I'm keeping, see the line still there and my brush is just seeping in. I'm going around my hairline. And you can see those little lines.
Yeah.
I'm going all the way around. And then you want to get this part of your chin. Right there at that jawline. And it's like tracing your face. You're tracing all these lines that are on your face. And I'm just dragging across ear to ear. And then the last part, I actually don't have a bridge. And that comes from my Asian background. So when I wear glasses, there's nothing here.
Oh, wow.
My glasses, I constantly have to push them up. So I'll show you, like, I literally have no bridge. So most of my face is like flat, where some people have hooded lids and a bridge for their nose. Like if I lay my finger, see, there's no bridge there.
Right. Or it's not very prominent.
It's not prominent. So what I'll do is take that darker color and go on the inside of my nose and kind of give me this like contoured nose kind of vibe. And it's just to bring it in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not a lot. I'm just using the rest of the makeup that's on my brush. So now it's had time to sit. You see most of it's out of my brush. So now what I'm going to do is start doing those circles. And I'm going to turn this way so you all can see. So I'm going to start here in my temple.
This is good stuff, Devin.
Woohoo! I'm glad.
And it's very doable, right? So when we first talked about it, I was like, oh, I don't know. And then when you said you had multiple colors, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But this is definitely something that is doable.
It's so doable. And that's why I like telling you the worst part first and then being like, but watch how easy this is going to be when I help you.
Now, are you going over the spaces that you put your highlight?
Yes. So right now I'm only doing the parts where I put the makeup.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go back and blend between highlight and contour. Because right now I want to spread the product. Because it sat for a little bit, so that means that's where it's going to be. But we don't want it to sit for too long because we want it to still be able to move.
Right. And that's what we talked about early on.
Yes.
Having product that is movable.
As you can see, this foundation is very good at movement. It's moving, it's spreading, it's blending. So like I'll show you here, you see those sharp lines and my dark spot?
Yep.
So I started my temple. And the circles are key. Sometimes I do sweeping. Sweeping is when you go back and forth. But circles kind of help give a spin brush move where it gives you more of that rounded blending rather than lines blending. Right.
And as Tori says, it looks so smooth.
Yes, it is, guys. And thank you. This foundation is so smooth. It moves, it blends. Let me do that chin that I did down here. This I can sweep with because this is just a jawline.
Okay.
It's bone here, so.
What's the importance of doing that area?
So, I'm so glad you asked. Please take your pens out. This is so key. Because people forget. You put makeup on your face, and then it stops. You have this line of makeup that just stops here and doesn't go into your neck. And then your neck is like summertime, and your face is like Jamaica. And that doesn't make any sense. Like,
it does need to be a smooth transition.
It has to be a transition. So if you naturally do have a darker face than your neck, you want to take your contour and continue all the way through here. Because what's going to happen is someone calls your name. Yes, what you say?
You don't want to be caught out in those streets looking a mess. No, you're right.
We cannot have hot mess. What did we say earlier? We don't do that here. So we don't want that. So you want to, that's why I put the line there first, because it starts it. So you actually can kind of see already in the camera. It's giving me my jawline. It's making sure that it's just there and it stops. But if I turn, it's blended. It doesn't stop.
So good.
And that's very important.
So good.
So I am going to start blending in the highlight between the contours. So I did pretty good with the circles, but you can still kind of see this line. I'm going to trace it so you can see.
Yep.
You can kind of still see that line in my face. We don't want that. So now we're still using the same brush.
Love it.
And that is because now we've done light, we've done dark, now we can do medium. And it's both of the colors together. Right? So I'm going to start around my nose area. So we blended the highlight in the very beginning. I added a little contour, but now it's time to blend my nose.
And now this is blending the last bit of makeup that you had put on, or this is something different?
We're blending what we have. We're moving what's already there.
Okay.
So that moving what's already there is transitioning. We're transitioning our two colors. We want them to come together and create a medium color. So remember the creases in your nose? Everyone knows their own nose. Some don't touch and some do. If your nose touches your face, please get in the crease, because you will have makeup caked right here. And when that cakes, it's going to cause it to just fall out all over here because it's not smooth on your skin here. So when you start sweating, we sweat right here too, just like our armpit. And you're going to have those drips right here, right? Then your makeup is going to drip there too.
So good, so good.
Very important to dig your brush right on the corner and make sure you're blending that. Go under your nose because you need over your lip to be blended. You don't want to be bright here and then a dark lip, because then that's going to look like a mustache.
We don't want that.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. I love it.
So I'm going to go back on the inside on this side. And I'm going to go on the top of my nose just to make sure that I'm getting all that color blended. And I'm going to go around.
We're using the brush as opposed to the blender or the silicone thing that you use. Why do you use one or the other?
That's a really good question. Yeah, so I love art, so I can handle brushes better than the sponge.
Okay.
I can do the sponge, it's okay, but it's more of I actually have them. I'll show you the difference in application. So, by the way, I love Juno Cobra sponges. If anyone doesn't know what they are, they're microfiber sponges.
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
So, I know, right? I'm like so obsessed with them. They're like squishy. They're really soft and they feel like a microfiber blanket. So it feels really good as well. So you wet them, you squeeze them a little bit, and you put the product on, and then that's how you apply it. Or you can use them dry. So I'm just going to show you. They come in a bunch of different sizes. So yeah, anywho. You can use this to blend these two colors. Yep. But it's this motion. Tap, 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 tap. Honestly, I don't have patience.
That's a good point, though, because if you're looking to do a quick face, right, a brush, applying with a brush might make more sense for you.
For me, brushes are easier. I can move it easily. I know where it's going. Then I can like blend, go quick over here. But with the blenders, for some reason, I said I was going to try to just do them more to speed up the process. But my brain just works better with a brush.
I see.
And
Yeah,
so it
I think
depends on
for
what your
most
preference
people,
is.
that's true. That is true.
It's
So,
definitely a preference thing.
so if you had to answer in like 2 steps, 3 steps, how do you make your foundation look natural? Like, what are the key takeaways that I'm gonna go back and tell my homegirl to
Yes.
make, how do we make our foundation look natural?
Oh, you froze. But I heard your question. How do we make our 3 ways to make our makeup look natural? Like the top
Yeah.
3 things.
Yep.
Top 3 things is having your highlight and your contour. That makes it look natural. A lot of people think that natural means I need one color to make my whole face one color, and it's not. What natural is going to be is actually bringing in those natural highlights of your face and your dark spots and coverage, right? So that's the key to natural. So highlight and contour / blending.
Blending. Yep.
Blending. 2, circles. Circles, 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 circles. You can sweep, like under your eye, of course, because it's easier to get in there, but circles. And the third thing, ooh, we gotta make this one good. I'm gonna say foundation that has movement.
Okay.
Foundation that has movement. Because I have played around with stiff foundations, and you will be sitting here still like, or I put too much, or you put a little bitty dot and it spreads over the whole face, and you're still
Right.
So movement, we'll say movement for last, because that's a good.
That is a good one. And I think I would add as a bonus. I think as a bonus we'll add knowing your skin type.
Come on, student. Yes.
Because I was paying attention. I just be listening.
Knowing your skin type. Absolutely. Yes. And this live is saved. I will put it up as well. And Ashley has hers as well.
Yes.
But yes. Knowing your skin type. Because, phew, we were saying that earlier. You have oily skin and you put on dewy foundation, you're wet. you
not the look dewy. That we're going for, friends.
You are past dewy. You are wet, honey. You are
not
drenched.
The look we're going for.
And we were saying if you have dry skin and you put on mattifying foundation, you're in a casket. Like,
we don't
you're
want
gone.
that
You've
either.
been processed. So we don't want that. So this is the important part. I want to show you guys how to blend the forehead. Okay?
Yep.
So we had our bright spot. You can kind of see I brought it up all the way to about here. So there's basically 3 zones. You have this zone, and this zone.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Can you see them?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep blending. And yes, I'm going to go over my light spot a little bit because it doesn't need to be so pronounced, but we did need it there as a blanket, like a foundation, like a primer.
Okay.
So when you do your eyebrows, you always want to come back and go over here and blend this unibrow area. Because when we fill in our eyebrows, we bring the line in and then we blend them and we brush them, and it makes it kind of like shadowy right there.
Okay.
And we don't want the unibrow part. So you just take the rest of the little bit of makeup. It's not a lot of makeup in this brush anymore because I'm still blending, but that's important. So you go in circles in the beginning and middle, like, of your eyebrows. I have not tried Milani, guys, but I would not like shoot it down. I would be open to it just because the brand that they are. But because I found the foundations that work best on my skin and my clients, I've just stuck to them. And someone did ask if I use Fenty. I use Fenty matchsticks. I haven't necessarily used their liquid foundation yet. I've seen other people use it. I personally don't like the way that it comes out, like the way that the results of that liquid foundation is. I would prefer to just stick with Maybelline at that point. And I would rather support Fenty for her lip gloss. If you look at how to support Riri, you need to get this. You need to get her gloss bombs. That's what you need to get.
Love them.
I'm leaving that out so I can show y'all how that looks. Because that You all need
Love
to invest in her
them.
lip gloss before you invest in her foundation.
I love them. And so one more question. So when are you using the liquid versus the powder?
Okay, so that's a really good question. You're actually doing it at a perfect transition time. That is the key to your setting powder. Okay, so we've blended pretty well. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add just a little more because I'm seeing. So I'm going back in with my foundation a little bit because I see that right here is still too bright. You probably can
Okay.
see it from right there. I need to add a little bit more contour to that. See how I brought it down just a little bit? It was
Yep.
still too high. Okay, that's better. All right, so
You're like, now I can move on, friends.
now we
Okay.
can move on. So let me show you the powders that I use for setting powders and foundation, right? So someone's like, wait, did you just say and? That's two different things? Yes,
Right.
guys,
That
I'm sorry.
I was thinking the same thing. Here we go again with needing
Here we
more
go
than
again.
one thing.
That is just throwing little bombs out there. So yes, there's a difference, right? So you have your pressed palettes.
Okay.
So if you open it, it does not spill because it's pressed. Okay. Same thing with eyeshadow. When you hear loose eyeshadow and pressed, it means that the powder is pressed together. Then you have loose powder. Loose powder looks like this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Pressed is foundation. Loose is setting.
Got it.
What does that mean? Pressed meaning, remember I said before I came on the live, guys, that I put a little bit of this on? That was because my face was bare and I just wanted to give me a nice little soft glow, so I just dusted that on my face real quick.
So is there a time when you don't use a liquid and you're like, would someone use a contour or use two shades of a powder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be done. Will it last? No. Will it give you all like a 24-hour coverage? No.
Okay, but it is a thing.
Will it do for like, you know, I'm sitting, I want to do it real quick and like just have a nice glow like a filter? Absolutely. Absolutely, you can use it for that.
But not for
I
all
have
day
that
wear.
here as well. That is the last step. But it does kind of finish off this look to give you that full natural glow. So let me show you setting powders and setting sprays. Okay, because this is setting sprays. Actually, I'm going to do setting spray after the blush part. So setting powders. Setting powders need to match your skin tone. If you have a dark skin tone, caramel, tan, you need a tan or caramel or there's one like amber. It's like a deep orangey color. You need to match your setting powder to your skin tone. Why? Because you spent all this work blending your foundation and then you go put white powder over it. You just messed up everything.
Okay.
I can use white powder for my base. So I found out a dope tip. If you do your moisturizer and put a little bit of translucent powder on before your foundation, it looks flawless. And I tried it and it looks pretty dope. So I might have to do just a separate tutorial again just for that.
So you do that and then you apply your foundation and all those things? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning all of the things.
That was a quick tip I learned recently
all of
during
the
quarantine.
things we are learning today.
So what I'm going to do with my I'll call it tinted powder so you guys can know. This one happens to come with a cushion. All of them don't, but you could just dip your brush in it. But for whenever you're doing your setting powders, you need a big fluffy brush. You need something like this versus something like this.
Gotcha.
Okay. This is
I'm taking notes, please. Keep going. Okay,
yes.
Great.
This is tight and this is loose. So whenever you're working with powders, you need a loose brush because why? Think of when you blow powder. You go, you want it to just kind of like mist. But if you grab it in your hand and crush it, it just sticks and kind of like balls up. Think about it from a brush standpoint. Yep, I'm a visual learner, so that's why I'm giving these analogies.
No, that makes sense though. That's good.
But like if you dip the powder in with this brush, it's just going to stick and it's going to be right here. But if I use a soft fluffy brush, and I'm going to show you with the light powder just so you all can see how it's applied because I could use this one a little bit. I dipped it. See how I did that? But watch this. That's why you need a loose brush, because you want it to be able to fall out.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm going to dust most of that out, because I could use it for right here. But we're going to leave that for the MUAs. We doing day to day. So
Day to day.
we're going to go to our tinted shadow, okay? And actually, I'm going to shake this up because I want a little more to come out.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do is, see, I shook in now a bunch is on that pad right there.
Yep.
Take the loose brush, tap it, hit it a little bit. And this is where I'm going to lightly dab right under here. And you're going to see the difference. So watch this side is shiny still, right?
Okay.
This is the power of setting powder. It gives you that nice blemish. Like, it just like gives you that, it takes the blemishes away. And it gives you that nice full coverage finish.
Now, this is done as the very last step?
This is right before your blush.
Right before the blush. Okay.
So watch my nose. You see that peak of shininess?
Yep.
I'm keeping my highlight. You see that highlight is still there. But that shine is gone.
It's like magic.
It's like magic. It's a magic wand. Okay, this one you'll really be able to see. See all that shining there?
Yep.
Magic.
I love it. I feel like I've always thought that, I think I've always feared setting powder because I'm like, I've done all this work and I was just going to erase it all. But I see that
It's a finishing touch.
It is a finishing touch and it's so necessary.
Yes, it's the finishing touch.
I love it.
So the last part, a little bit of chin shine, but definitely forehead. You all see that forehead shine.
Gotta get the forehead shine.
So
Gotta
let's
hit
do
the
that
forehead.
one first. So we want to take that shine away.
And do you not worry about it getting on your lashes or your shadow?
No, because loose powder is very loose, but that's the whole reason why you're doing it with a brush. A lot of people, this is where I actually will probably use my sponge sometimes because I can put it right where I want it. But I like to be able to blend it and make it look soft. I want to look like the powder just kind of misted me a little bit. I don't want to look cakey. Right. Thank you. You just touched my stuff. Like, I want it to look very misty and soft. I don't want it to look cakey.
Right.
You going for cakey? Go ahead, boo. Cake it on. Let it bake, as they say. Let's sit it on, set the powder, let it bake.
I've heard people say that on YouTube.
So baking means you put the powder on and it seeps into the foundation that you had there, and then it allows it to set and stay.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put a little bit here, right under my lip. I can see that from a mile away. So I'm going to sit back a little bit so y'all can see.
Sit back so we can catch all of it. I see you, girl.
Catch all of it. Yeah.
I am here for it. This looks great.
So this is where we're going to keep the fluffy brush.
Okay.
And here's Beauty Bakerie's Coffee and Cocoa Palette. Bomb for women of color.
Ooh.
They give you a highlight, a toner and bronzer, a contour, dark, and your blush all in one palette.
I've been so afraid of blush.
Okay, pay attention because I was literally about to just show you, like, tap your brush.
Attention. I'm paying attention because I equate blush to like rouge and just seeing like the old ladies at the church, and I just want to stay clear from the rouge. So show me, girl. Teach me your ways.
So the reason why I love blush is if you look at my face right now, you can kind of tell I have on makeup. And it's because when you look at my face, you're like, where's the warmth in her face?
Okay.
Like, there's no heat tones in her face. And until I said it, everyone's probably like, oh, she good, she ready to go.
Right.
Not really, because I don't have the reddish cheeks and a little bit on my nose. So when it comes to blush, loose brush. A lot of people go and get this brush, you're going to put their blush on, and you will get Cabbage Patch Kid. So we want light brush, light taps. I'm barely touching it. Like, I don't even know if you can even see the paint. Yeah, you probably can, yeah.
Very lightly, but I do see it.
It's barely there. Like, there's little bitty dusty particles on top of the brush. So, I'm still going to hit my brush after this. Why?
Oh,
Because
girl,
the little is the best. I can go get more.
Right.
So, what I'm going to do is just hit off of here. And I'm going to, here, I'll turn a little bit so you can see.
I was going to say, where you're putting it, I think is also going to be important.
So, you go from, see that fake smile? You got to go, like, where is it? So, you go here, and you bring your blush all the way up.
Huh.
Some people stop their blush here, but no, you can bring in warmth back into your face.
Got you.
Go all over your cheek, all the way up. And as we're sitting here right now, you can see the warmth just jump back into my face.
I do see it. Yeah, this is good. I got to go buy myself some blush.
Right here.
Yes. And so will you put everything that you used today together so I can post it in the show notes?
Absolutely, I can do that.
Perfect. Also, so I can do a shopping cart for myself. Thank you.
Yes, you have to have your to-get list.
Yes.
So I did that, and I'm going to go over the top of my nose as well.
Really?
Yes, because think about it. It's really funny to think about this, but the first thing that popped in my mind was the Kleenex tissue. No, Puffs tissue commercial.
Yes.
And she was like, your nose is so red. And
yes,
she's like,
yes,
I know,
yes.
I'm sick. So think about it. That's where a lot of your warmth is in your face, is right in your nose. When you sneeze, when you feel something, it's right here in the middle. So you want this whole band to be warm. You don't want it up here, though, because then that means you're too warm. That means, are you angry? Are you hot?
Right, right.
We want joyful warmth.
So informative.
So you want to go over your nose and all the way across. And you should see the warmth already in my face.
I love it.
So you brought up the dark powders, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where you take the tip of your brush, go tap a little bit there.
Yep.
You see, I covered a little bit of my dark spot, but I didn't because I want to use it. Why not use it if it's already there? So I'm going to go over and connect it with my powder. And I'm going to move it down.
This is good stuff.
Yay! Let me use my other one. And this is the sweeping. That's fine. And then, of course, you can do the fish look if you want. I bring my contour all the way to my lips. That just works for my face. And I sometimes do it on my clients as well because it gives them that, like, kind of look. It goes all the way through.
And so for this look, you've used 2 liquid foundations. You've used 2 brushes.
No. Oh, yeah, for the powder. Yeah, for sure. But for foundation, I
one
used
powder for the foundation, and then when we went to the powder, the setting powder, as well as the blush and the contour, this is something that I think that I can do.
So this is your liquid kit. This is your powder and finish kit.
I am so here for this, and I want to thank you so much for doing this.
You're more than welcome. If you're looking for good setting sprays that last all day, you have Morphe and Beauty Bakerie. And setting sprays are what I could apply after this. And so they're very misting. And what that does is give me my hold so that nothing really moves. So that's up to you if you want to get those or not. NYX has a really good one that's also cheap. But like I said, all I do is glamour on a budget. So all these things that are on this table, each thing is not more than $20.
Love it.
You know what I mean? You can get your foundations for like $8 a bottle. The brush sets are from Amazon. Maybelline, you guys know you can get this for like $6. Beauty Bakery, you can get this for like maybe 12, maybe 15, but like everything is right under $20 for what you're looking for. So,
great price points. Great.
As of now, we have the finished looks. You all let me know what questions you have, what you need to know.
Look fabulous.
What did I miss? Did I miss something that you were like, what about this technique? You know, other than that, we're good.
I think this is perfect. If you could drop your social media handles, where can people find you? How can they book your classes? If you also want to mention your July promotion,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I think we're getting ready to run out of time. I think we have like 3 minutes left. Um,
Perfect.
so this
So
is perfect
yeah,
time for you to rep your set. Let us know where we can find you, what you offer, because this has been so informative.
I'm so glad you guys learned something today, especially you too, Ashley. If you look right at the top, you should see my name all the way right up there. I am Devine Glamour. And on that page in my bio is my website. And in that website is everything. You can find my YouTube channel where you can find all these free lessons that I've uploaded. All of my Tutorial Tuesdays I save them and put them in YouTube. So they never go away. You guys can see all of those that I've done for free. Also, in terms of services. So like I told you, I'm naturally a travel stylist here in Chicago. However, I'm right now also doing virtual tutors. So I do virtual sessions where through Zoom, and you guys get a chance to do this with me. It's like if it was me and Ashley, we did ours. You guys do a one-on-one with me, and you get to show me, we get to talk about your skin type. We get to see, I see all the products you have at home. I get to show you what to do with what you have. And so that's why I'm big on doing this. And if you're wondering, okay, but tell me the cost. I'm still glamour on a budget, guys. My hourly rate is $30. So you can get an hour session with me for $30. I get to give you all those tips. Also, the virtual sessions, if you do book it before June, I still have a 50% off deal right now. So you can pay $15 an hour and get a whole session. And it's Friday. I do freebie Friday. So I'm also giving away a free hour today. And actually, because I didn't do last week, I'm giving away 2 today.
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
If you are looking to grab a session, go to my page. The post is there. I posted this morning. You share it, and you could possibly win. So it's always first come, first serve. But I decided to continue freebie Fridays all the way through June. So there are 4 more sessions out there that you'll be able to get. And of course, there's no limit. So if you want, to do the next week, hey, try to be the first. I'm fine with that. And then until then, of course, when quarantine, we'll know what's going on and when outside open back up. But yeah, that's all me, guys. Link in my bio, DM me, I'm on it.
And
Thank
I
you,
would
Ashley.
say, as a testimonial, Devin is so patient. I am not makeup savvy, and she has taught me so much in the short period of time that I've known her. And we've done one Zoom tutorial, and it was awesome. So thank you again, Devin, for being on the show, for sharing your knowledge. And guys, definitely check her out.
You're welcome. Love you guys.
Bye.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.